And now, it's time for another Dice Tower review with the Game Boy Geek.
Hello my friends, it's the Game Boy Geek here. Today we're going to be going mad, crazy, building a city, but quick, in a minute or less, in real time. We're going to be building residential zones, and industrial zones, and commercial zones, trying to make long roads, trying to be the park ranger. All in a minute or less in this frenzied game, Mad City from Mayfair Games, 1 to 6 players, plays in about 30 to 45 minutes. Let's check it out, I'll show you how it's played. I'll see you at the end of this. Mad City has a base game and a standard game. I'm going to show you both because they're played a little bit differently. I'm going to show you the base game first. Either way, there's a big black bag full of tiles here, and you're going to drag out 9 tiles, stack them like this, and then pass them to the neighbor to your left. That way that when you're picking them up, if you see what's in the bottom, it won't matter because your neighbor's getting those. So you're going to have a stack of 9 tiles. This green park ranger tree is going to be in the middle of the table, and we've got a 1-minute timer. The best way to tell you how this game's played is just to show you. So everyone has their tiles, someone for the 1-minute timer, yell go, and you flip over your tiles and you're as quick as you possibly can. Ooh, I can see, I'm gonna tell you, we're trying to put different city tiles together as fast as we can, definitely within a minute. And then it's a 3x3 grid. And then I'm gonna go like this, like this, like this, and boom, take that. I am done. Once the first person takes this tree, he or she can no longer touch their tile at all, any of their tiles. And the rest of the people have the rest of this time to sort of take their time a little bit to get a minute down. And I did that really quickly for a reason, because this has some special scoring to it. And the tiles that I drew lended itself to this type of scoring. And I'll tell you about that in just a moment. And then once all this ended, everyone would have to stop. If somebody didn't have their tiles placed by the time this goes, they get to just randomly shuffle them and put them in any order where they go. And we have just built the city in a minute. Now the reason why I built as fast as I did and as almost recklessly as I did in this case is because I have lakes and parks. And lakes and parks, if you are the one to grab the tree here and you're the park ranger, you get a lot of points if you can put a bunch of these together. So I have 1 park here and a big park worth 4 because they're all touching each other. And lakes and parks are sort of thought of as one type of area. So we have a section of 4 and a section of 1. And here on your player board where you actually score, we see that lakes and parks, if I was the one that grabbed the tree, I had a section of 4, which is 8 points, and I had a section of 1, which is 1 point. So that would have gotten me right to 9 points just for that one, which is actually a decent amount of points. Then we would go off and each person would score all 3 different areas. We have residential, we have commercial, and industrial, and we have commercial. So let's look at those. Now in the residential, you need at least 3 to be points. So this is one area that has 2 logos of the residential, so that doesn't get me anything. This has a 1, this has 2, and notice those are just their own little areas, so those are nothing. This is nothing. This one has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. See how it's all just one big area? That's 13. So that would be 5 more points. Here, this is a 1 that's not really worth anything. Here I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 industrial. And 2 to 5 industrials is worth 2 points, so I'd go up 2, right to 16. And for the blues, the commercials, 1's not worth anything. We have a section of 2, and we have a section of 1, 2, 3, 4. So a section of 2 and 4 of commercial. So 2 through 4 is 2 points. So I had 1 and 2, 1 of 4, so we're gonna get a total of 4 points there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 20. That's actually a really good score in one round there. The last thing that we would do is look at the longest road. Whoever has the longest road would also get 3 points. And it's the number of tiles of one long road. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I would have 5, but if someone had more than 5, they would get it. If someone tied me with 5 in the longest, we'd both get 3 points for the longest road. That's the end of a round. Let me show you one more where I'm not grabbing the tree and I take a little more time. All right, now we would flip this over. I haven't seen any of these tiles yet. So now if I were to take a little bit more time and not try to go for the tree, I can see, oh, okay, in this one I have a ton of residential. So let's see if I can get the residential sort of to line up quite a bit. So remember, it's a 3x3 grid, so maybe I go like that and like that, maybe like that And then I've got a lot of reds too. So let me try to see if I can get a bunch of the reds to all line up together. 2, 3. 1, 2, so let's go like that, and then put the blue on like this. This time, I'm not really caring too much about the longest road here, but I was trying to get all 3 there. See, you saw me take a lot more time this time, but now I've got a lot more things going out, but I'm not even sure this got me so many points this time. Let's take a look. Now I have 19 residential areas, which of course is worth the highest points. As you can see, anything more than 13 is 5. So this got me 5 points, but it might have been smarter to maybe stack those up so I had 2 of these and 1 of these, and then I would have gotten 3, 6, 7 points. It would have been more. So if I'd split these up into like 3 different groups, I might have been able to get more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I had 7 on red, 3, 4, and 4 in blue. 7 in red is 4, and 4 in blue is 2. So yeah, this time I only got basically 11 points, where last time I got 20. It probably would have been smarter for me to split up those residential areas, and I probably would have gotten some more points. But that's basically how you play the base game. You play all the way, the base game, until you get to 100, and then you start back to 0, and then the first person to get to the 50 is the winner. So you're playing to 150 points in the base game. So now we're going to the standard game. Essentially I just flipped this over, and now we're at the standard game instead of the base game. This game is only played to 100 instead of 150, but you'll see why, because there's a little bit more to it. We also get these construction tokens that we can use. I'll tell you what these do later. And there's also this thing called delayed scoring, which I have some scoring tiles set up that actually change the way things are scored. I'll talk about this, but we're going to use the same example that I ended with last time, which is this sort of city. Okay, first major difference. You cannot take the park ranger if you have more than 50 points. So only people under 50 points will take this. That will help them catch up if they're not in the lead, if they're getting crushed. Also, these construction tokens, if the timer's still running and you're done with your city, and you're messing with this, what you can do, oh, I forgot to mention also, when you take this, you can't touch any more of your tiles. So once it's done, where, you know, if you don't take this, you can still rearrange until the timer runs out. This one here is you can take as many of these tokens up into your hand as you want. These are basically thinking that you have the most of each of these. So if I think, if I have enough time when I'm done and I can look around what other people are building, if I think I have the most industrial, the biggest industrial zone, residential zone, I would take this in my hand, and maybe I think I have this, and maybe I'm gonna bluff and say, I think I have the longest road. And so other people will look and see maybe what I've taken before the round's over. Once the round ends, you have these 3 in your hands, and once the time ends, everyone's gonna go, okay, reveal. And you will reveal which one that you actually are claiming to have. So you can claim just the industrial, the residential, which I really much know, or I probably wouldn't have claimed the longest road because I don't have a very big road, but I might have taken it to bluff people to think I had the longest road, so they might not have taken it. They didn't want to just have enough time to count my entire city. And so here we go. And then essentially, if you claim you have the largest one and you at least tie for the largest, you get +3. As shown here. If you have claimed something in the contractor token, and you did not have the biggest one, or at least tie for the biggest one, you get -2. So it's a way to get some points if you're confident in it. And the interesting thing is that the faster you build your city, the more time you have to look around to see what you've built and what you might want to do there. The other major difference is what's called delayed scoring. In the base game, when you scored something, you just scored it. Here, you have to work on a path before you can score it. For example, let's say in this case, I had 4 commercial. See this here? It says 2 to 4 commercials, and it says 3. If I've done this and I have 4 of them, I would spin this, and this means that I need 2 more before that will score. So maybe next round I get another one, and maybe next round I flip it. See the little flip sign? Now, after I've done that in three rounds previously, or have 3 sections of 4 at any point, now after I do that, I can score 2 points. These ones go differently. 5 to 7, as soon as I've gotten that once, it will flip, and then next time I have that, it will score. The 2 largest ones score automatically right away, but the smaller ones take work. Like this one will take 2. I have to have 13 plus residential. If I do it once, I flip it, or turn it, and then if I do it again, I flip it, and then next time it will score. This one takes 5 times before, because they're so easy to get, because they're just 3 to 6. So it's an interesting path that you have to, it's a delayed scoring, you have to be a little more strategic about which way you go. And then if you start getting these early, it might push you down a certain strategy because, hey, I have to work less hard to get these because I already score versus some of these. And that's the major difference in the standard game. All right, well, there's Mad City. I typically only review games that I seek after and know about, and I know it's probably I like it. This game came with a different game that I had asked for. It was just slipped into the box. I did not even know it was coming. I had not even heard of this game before it came, but it had just been released. And boy, am I glad this thing was sent to me. This is a ton of fun. Tom always, you listen to Tom talk a lot of times and he goes, was the game good or not? Well, did you have fun? Is it fun playing it? And I like that. It's a good litmus test. This game is fun. It is so fun. We just kept playing it over and over and over again. It is a blast. Things I love about it. I tend to like real-time games. I like going fast, thinking fast, takes AP completely out of it, puts a little stress in there into a light, fun game, but yet there's some thinking going on. And I love the fact that this game, I really love when games have an easy version, like a family version, and then a more gamery version, because you can break it out with family with one versions, and maybe they graduate to the next version, maybe not, but it doesn't matter because both versions are fun. And then, so I love the easy version. It's fun. And actually, even after we've played both, we were like, I like them both about equally, because they both just played differently. They almost feel like different games a little bit. But I love how they have the easy version, the hard version. I love the gamery version, where you're going down those paths of the delayed scoring, and maybe early on you get a bunch of like 5 and 6 of the reds, and that's scoring right away. And so next time you get tiles, you're just trying to get them down. So it kind of pushes you down a path. It gives you sort of a little bit more focus, and I like that. Those contractor badges where you're taking those and you're maybe bluffing or not and saying, oh, hey, I think I have the biggest, longest road or the most residential areas. That adds a coolness to it. This game is just fun. It's a blast. Didn't even hear about it before, but man, am I glad I had it. This is a game where if you like light fun, but it's quick and easy, but has a good amount of thinking within a short amount of time, you want to check out Mad City. This game was a blast, and I highly recommend it.
Thanks so much for watching the Dice Tower videos. Find more great videos and reviews, as well as our top-rated audio podcast at Dicetower.com. You can also find other great shows at Dicetowernetwork.com. I'm Eric Summerer, and you've been watching The Dice Tower. The Dice Tower is sponsored by Cool Stuff Inc., where you can find great games for great prices. Cool stuff in stock. Check them out at CoolStuffInc.com.